Mike, it is fantastic, as always, to see you in the library today, and it is time for your library update. Let's get started. Last week was our first week back from a little bit of a break and shenanigans that shall not be mentioned, but we're happy to be back on track, and boy, have we been hitting it and getting it. So last week, you'll probably recall that this last week was about getting everything ready to move over, and that has happened. All of our items that were in this east wing has been moved over to the west wing and is being cleaned as we speak. The other thing that was going to happen was our flooring. And as you can see, all of the carpet has been pulled up. We have had some areas leveled, and this room has been cleaned, and we are now ready for our flooring install. So while you're looking down, get ready to look up, because also the next thing that was to happen last week was our ceiling tiles. And they're all gone. So they absolutely came down and out. And boy, it's really amazing the styles of ceiling tile that you can choose nowadays. So I'm a little bit lost in all the choices. And anyway, I'll leave that as a surprise, not only because of the having a surprise is always fun, but I also haven't chosen them. So it just simply hasn't been done. All right, so that happened last week. You've seen the after effects of that. This week, we have our cleaners today and tomorrow, cleaning the floors, the walls, the fixtures, all of the furniture that got schmutzy. The baseboards, the flooring company will be returning. The remainder of our baseboards will be coming off, and that clears the way for the painters to come back. The painters will come back midweek and touch up where the baseboards were, and just make sure that we don't have any weird areas that need a little bit another coat of paint. So it'll be touch up and get those baseboard areas cleaned up and ready for our cove molding. The only thing left that we may take care of before flooring goes in is that in our meeting room, our new meeting room, our mural has a big blank spot, and we had planned to put some color in that big blank spot, but that'll be a chore that falls to staff, and it sure would be great to get that taken care of, because it's not a big job. All right, so that takes care of what happened last week, what happened this week, and now we'll take a look and see what's happening the following week. So we've talked about everything being in preparation, cleaned, floated. All the things that flooring people do to prepare to lay new floor has been done or will be done by the end of the week. Next week, we begin our flooring installation finally, and that will be, as I've talked about, a custom design here in our children's area, and then something more suitable and not quite as colorful and crazy will go into the West Wing for our adults and teens. That is a huge job and doesn't take long to talk about, but it will take all week to finish. That takes us through the end of next week as far as all of our renovation projects. So let's talk about library events and programming. The AARP is still up and running. As you know, April is right around the corner, I think, day after tomorrow? So the 15th is going to be here before we know it. The AARP is taking appointments. They are seeing clients all the way up to the 13th. So now's the time to get your slot booked. Our story times, of course, 2 times a week, 10:30 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Our mini library continues to serve while our main library is closed. So new release adult titles, new release young adult titles, and then a core collection of children's books. Don't forget about our digital collection. So if you don't want to put a physical book in your hand, you sure can have access without leaving home to thousands, literally thousands of digital audiobooks and books for children's, adults, and teens. All right, so talking about kids, we have our middle graders. This news is for you. We have the last round of March Madness voting, and that closes not tonight, but tomorrow night, and that will be for the 4th bracket, and then the final bracket voting will run from the 1st through the 7th, with a winner being announced on Thursday the 9th. So Middle graders, for those who have been following the March Madness with the Van Alstyne ISD, that is some big news. That wraps it up for our events. Misty Terry, our Adult Services Librarian, has some exciting news to share with you about citizen science.
Starting in April, we're going to be partnering with SciStarter, which is a website that is dedicated to citizen science. In April, they are hosting citizen science online events that you can log into and participate in. Citizen science is all of us participating in actual research that real scientists are doing. Generally, they have set parameters that you follow in order to complete these the research. You send it in, and they are gathering research from people all over the country, or sometimes even all over the world, to put this together for whatever it is they're researching at the moment. These citizen science events that are going to be online will cover a lot of different topics. In fact, one of them is even translating handwritten documents for the National Archives, which you don't think of as science, but it works. They're tying all of this into the America 250 celebration. So they are trying to hit 25 million acts of science. So we would love to help them with that by logging into the citizen science events online. The first one coming up is the What is Weather Like on Mars event. It is going to be on April 2nd. There's a 1 p.m. and an 8 p.m. session. You can log into either one. The information is on our Facebook page with the links. And on that one, you will actually be going through this program where you spot clouds on Mars. In the online event, they will actually have a scientist who comes and talks to you about the event, explains the project and what they're doing, and then you will have a chance to actually participate. And in fact, we are going to be having citizen science kits here at the library when we reopen. It's going to be really fun. There's several different projects that are things that you can come and pick up a kit, take it home, do whatever the project is. There's one about mapping mosquito habitats. There's one about air quality. There's one that's just biodiversity, going out and taking pictures of what you see in a certain area and uploading that. And we will have those kits here when we reopen that you'll be able to check out, take home, participate in the event, and bring back.
All right, Mike. Well, despite the library being closed, we still have a lot going on as far as offerings, programs, materials, and resources. Let's see. As the library turns, or as the page turns, should I say, I'll see you next week.